On December 19th, 2025, we lost James Ransom. On the same weekend, not long before him, we got confirmation that we also lost a tech influencer who also I watched growing up. Um, we lost Lamar Wilson as well, both by an apparent suicide. It's insane to me how fast everything changed once we found out what happened to these very loved people, these very loved and talented creators. And it really is the definition of just out of nowhere. It's scary to me how a lot of people think that this is the answer. How a lot of people feel like this is the better answer besides, talking to someone, telling them what's going on. They feel like it's better to just keep it to themselves and let themselves hurt rather than put the burden on someone. And this is usually the result of that answer and that choice. I'm a certain way with my friends. And when I say that, when I can tell someone is bothered or when I can tell there's something on their mind, I will ask them, of course, like what's wrong, talk to me. You can always talk to me, you can always tell me. And there's been some times where they say like, oh no, it's fine, like nothing's bothering me, like they brush it off. And then that's when I start to get very pushy and very insistent. I know that's probably not a good thing, but to me, I would rather that they tell me instead of brush it off and feel like, it doesn't matter how they think. It doesn't matter how they feel. It doesn't matter what's on their mind. I would rather that they tell me and put the burden on me than feel like it doesn't matter how they feel or how they think. Even if I end up being the issue, even if I end up being the thing that bothers them, even if I end up doing something, if I end up doing something that bothers them, saying something that bothers them, I would rather that they tell me instead of just brush it off like it's nothing. Because at the end of the day, our mind can be our own enemy, and our mind can make us feel like we're the issue, we're the problem. If you are dealing with any mental health issues as of right now, or if you are even thinking of this being the way out for you, please look into talking to someone because it is not the answer. That is not even close to being the answer. There's people in this world that care about you, even though it doesn't feel that way. There's people in this world that you can always talk to, even though it doesn't feel that way. People will listen, even though it feels like you're alone, even though it feels like it would be better off if you were gone. There's a lot of people in this world that care about you. If you have any friends or family members that are dealing with these thoughts, please check up on them and please let them know that you care because you might end up being their last hope.